Good morning and welcome to another pre-market review session with the Market Trader. My name is Ray, the Market Trader, and let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our risk disclosure, the review of our risk disclosure here. Okay, so we'll start that off. Just to want to remind everyone that all the content is being published and distributed by the Market Trader is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice, an offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Testimonials appearing on the website may not be represented other clients or customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Use of the information contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Future trading does contain a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained herein is a solicitation, an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way here, next order of business here is to review the news here, and there appears to be a fair amount of it. So let's go ahead and review some of that. That's headed our way. Okay. So let's go ahead and review the news. Okay. So yeah, so we've had already a fair number of news events already take place. We've had a trade balance report published. We had a jobless claims published. We had U.S. labor costs published here. All right. We have Fed member Harker will be speaking here in about a few minutes, if not already speaking. We have wholesale inventories coming up at 10 a.m. We have U.S. Treasury Secretary speaking at noon. And then we have some more executive orders being signed here at 2 p.m. Eastern. Fed member Waller speaking. And these other events here are Fed members Bostic speaking, and then our crypto summit. That's later this evening, which should not have an impact on us on the markets here. Okay, so now that we've reviewed the news, we can go ahead and get started and with our review of the markets. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do just that. Go ahead and all right. So excuse me. We're going to go ahead and start off with the gold market. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the daily chart. All right. So daily chart, we have again, we seem to be in some sort of kind of range pattern at this point. I was going to say that we've kind of changed character here, but it seems like we are a little bit range bound of late. Okay. Have not been able to exceed 2970 on the high end and 2850 on the low end. Okay. And so we seem to be bouncing between these two levels. Okay. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Again, here's our, I'll go ahead and turn off some things here. All right. Go ahead and turn some of this off. Okay. So here we are between, again, a number of overlapping candles here during overnight trading. We had a candle that's kind of broken this area here and that for now has been met with some buying. But nonetheless, we've been, as you can see here, we've been kind of in this horizontal kind of pattern here. Okay, we did have a series of lower lows and lower highs here. We've since rallied. Okay, and now we've reached a level here around 29.25 that we are, having some challenge to get above. And as a result, it kind of had a little bit of a sell off here. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. I'm going to go ahead and kind of reduce my volume delta indication here. And then we'll go ahead and get started here. All right, so we're going to first start off by reviewing where price is in relation to yesterday's value. All right, we're going to go ahead and drag that across here, and there you can see here we're right below value here. Okay, value area low. And we're going to go ahead and color that in not purple but blue. Okay. So right now, we're kind of at an interesting level for maybe a potential opportunity, right, for price to continue lower. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna see if I can get my arrow tool here. Yeah, right now we're at a level where we could potentially see an area of continuation, assuming that we do break above this level. We could experience maybe a value area acceptance opportunity, right, where we rotate through value. Okay, that's not out of the realm of possibility here. Okay, so if we have a close back inside value, there is the possibility of price rotating through all to the highs here at 29.3570. Okay, so that's another scenario, but that scenario requires us to get above our anchored VWAP and our daily VWAP. Okay, and that, as I mentioned, could rotate through our entire range of value here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP here for the start of London. Okay, so start of London is back here. I'm going to use this pivot that we had here. All right, and you can see that price currently is above our anchored VWAP. This is a VWAP from above. So we'll go ahead, maybe we'll turn this one off here for a moment. Okay, kind of track the most recent London session. Okay, so assuming that we stay above this level and again close inside value, then there's I think a fair chance that we rotate minimally up to 29.24, an outside possibility that we get up to 29.35. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the 30-minute chart. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of other levels here for some evaluation here. So we've reached our ADR low, okay, and we've made a nice reversal away from that. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR low, okay. It's kind of a perfect reversal away from that, okay. So we have, looks like we've at least found a temporary bottom to this move that we had leading up to that reversal at the start of London. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and add some price levels to this chart. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let's see. We have 29.34. 34.20 is our average session range. Let's see, move this over here a little bit to the left if I can. Average session range high. Okay, is what I wanted to type here. Average session range high. Okay, and then we have above it, okay, we have let's see, ADR. little bit higher here at 29.53 is our average daily range high. Okay, so average daily range high at 29.53. Okay, that's our average daily range high. Okay, now we are at an interesting location at the moment. Okay, with price, right? We're right at value area low, so we're going to go ahead and add our value area high and low to this little text box here. All right, so we got average value area high coming in at 29.35, 29.35.40. Okay, 29.35.40 is our average, not average, is value area high. Okay, we got point of control here at from prior day, point of control here at 29.27.80. Okay, is our point of control. Okay, settlement price here. Go ahead, maybe open up the indicator for this. Okay, so we have point of control at 29.26. 29.26 is our settlement. Okay, and then as I mentioned, we're at prices near our value area low at 29.16, and then we have our average daily low at 29.06. So this is 29.16 is our value area low. And then we have average, see, we got, average daily low here at 29.06. 29.06.30 is our average daily range low. And then we close out with a average session range low of 2,900. Okay, so these are levels that can serve as targets to price. Okay, and potential areas of reversal in price. Okay, so this is kind of what we're tracking in the market. All right, so this is what we'll be looking at in the gold market today. Okay. So I'm just going to take a peek here at the 4-hour, just going to see what kind of candle we're developing at the moment. And we're developing a little bit of a bullish candle, as you can see. All right, off of a reference level, in this case, average daily range low. Okay. Now the question is this going to hold? Okay. If it's going to hold, in order to kind of return to this bullish view, we need to get above 29.35. That's kind of the target that I was mentioning. This is the value area from yesterday. So that's kind of the area that we're kind of looking at. If it cannot get inside value, then we're looking at the possibility of maybe some potential further retracement in this market. And as I mentioned, we have this 2,900, maybe 28.95 below us. That could serve as an area maybe of some potential support here. Okay. So 29.85, 28.95, or 29.35. These are kind of the two areas that I think right now that we look like is going to be our kind of a range for the gold market. All right. I'm just going to take a peek here and see if there's anything that needs some attention. Doesn't appear to be. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay, going to take a look at the crude. We're going to start off with our daily chart. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn off some of our indicators here. Okay, turn this level off, this level off here. All right, and basically, what appears is we continue to be in this downward move, bearish move in the crude. Again, I really am not seeing all that much in the way of bullish activity here. Okay. Lower lows, lower highs, equates to bearish trend. Moving on to 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Again, we see that kind of staircase that we've been discussing. All right. Again, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, we've come into an area. Looks like where we found some buyers. Okay, and right now looks like we're trying to make an attempt here to head higher. Okay, but honestly, to really break out of this structure here, we really need to see again if we are bullish, and it's hard to imagine that we are bullish in this market, but to begin to turn or have the sentiment change, we really need to get above 68. Okay, in order for this kind of view to kind of change here. Okay, 68 is kind of our reference level that we need price to get above to really change the character of our sentiment in this market. All right, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, here's our series of candles here. We're starting to get above our daily VWAP, but we've been kind of chopping around daily VWAP of late, been kind of in this kind of range between 67 down to 66. Okay, so really need to see a definitive move here to the upside with supported by volume. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of volume coming into this market of late. Okay. Again, I'm going to go ahead and draw my little line in the sand here on where I need to see price get above to again begin to maybe start to change the character of this market. All right. I'm going to open up my fixed range volume profile, take a look and see where price is in relation to yesterday's value. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and highlight that. There we are. Okay. So price kind of in reverse, right? We're on the gold. We were kind of hovering just below. Okay. Just below value area low. And here we're just above value. Okay. So again, we made a couple of attempts here to go lower. No one's really been interested in accepting price lower here. So if not, then if we don't accept lower, then we have a good chance of getting above this level and maybe reaching some of these highs around 60, 68. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchor VWAP here for the start of London. Okay. Right about here. Okay. Start of London. Okay. And you can see that price is above our anchor VWAP as well. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm overlooking here before I start. I'm going to go ahead and start adding some other levels here. We have our average daily range high here above me, and then I have average session range slightly above that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding some levels here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my indicator for that. Okay, so let me take a little drink of water here. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some of our levels. So we have 67.44 as our average session range high. Okay. And then we have average daily range high coming in at 67.29. 67.29 is our average daily range high. Okay. We have value area high at 66.58. 58. Okay. This is the level that we've been talking about as where we remain above value area high. Okay. And then we have our point of control here at 66.22. Okay. 66.22 is our point of control. Settlement is at above that at 66.31 is our settlement price. we have our value area low at 65.68 is our value area low. And let's see, we have our average. So we have 66.17 as our average session low. And then the final piece is our average daily range low, which is coming in at 65.50. Okay, 65.50. So 65.50 is our average daily range low. Okay, so these are the levels that I'm going to be tracking in this market. Okay, so we'll just kind of add them here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn off my indicators now. Move this up here. Okay, so again, we've been in this kind of congestion range here, consolidation range. Really, if we are going to make any significant strides, we have a volume delta here. We're going to go ahead and turn on an initial balance here, just to get a feel for what initial balance is telling us. We're going to go ahead and open it up for the regular session here. Okay, so there's our day session. Turn that up. Okay, so there's our initial balance range. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do is, again, wait for this initial balance range to establish. And then based on the direction of this extension, potentially look for an opportunity in that direction. Okay. Right now, it appears that we're looking to potentially head higher in this market, but I'm going to wait and be patient for this second 30-minute bar to establish the range, and then from there decide on which direction participants want to take price. Okay, and go from there. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. We're going to go ahead. If there's no questions, hey Fordor, we're going to go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ, we're going to take a look at that here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings. We'll take a look at this from a daily perspective, and then review further. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a developing bearish candle here. Okay, in otherwise structure that appears to be bearish. Okay, and then I'm looking here to the left and seeing, is there anything that could stand in the way of further price movement to the downside? Well, we have the 20,000 level. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add that around 20,000. Okay, that could be an area of potential support in this market. Okay, should we get below that? Well, I think 18,500 is not out of the realm of possibility in this market. Okay, so we're at an interesting place. We're at an interesting location for price. Okay, to continue. All right. If we are going to remain in range, then we need to see some sort of reversal here at around 20,000. Okay. If we break 20,000, it'll be interesting to see what we see on the other end of this, whether we see support of continued move to the downside. Okay. Or whether we may have some buyers that might be, potentially lurking here at the other side of 20,000 here. Okay. So in this, we're kind of at an interesting level. Okay. Right now, again, we remain in a bearish price structure here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart here and take a look and see what the 4-hour has to say. All right. We're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance because initial balance is not currently in play here because the market's not open. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart. You can see here we are kind of making a little staircase to the downside here in this market. Okay, this 20,000 level is down below here, as I mentioned, important level for us to hold in order to sustain this current view of the market. Okay, Let's go ahead and move into our 30-minute chart. So we see that price is below VWAP as the start of London here. So I'm going to go ahead and add our anchor VWAP to the highs here. So you can see that price is below, okay, below our daily, below our anchor VWAP. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, take a look and see where price is in relation to value here. And let's see if we can go ahead and do that. Okay, so right now we're smack in the middle. Okay, middle of range. Okay, so we're in some sort of area of balance here. Okay, right around the point of control. So we'll probably need to get some additional information from the markets to really decide on what direction that the market is going to take this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and add my ADR and ASR. Okay. There's my ADR. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my ASR here, if I can find it. There it is. Okay. ASR and ADR. Okay. We're at some areas that could provide us a little bit of support. We have a lot of sellers currently in the market. Okay. A number of sellers in this market. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see, add some other additional levels here. So we're going to go ahead and add some price levels. We're going to move this up here to the top here. So we're going to go ahead and add some things here. So we have 20,655. Okay. So let's see, 20,655, which is settlement. Okay. We have 20,719, which is our value area high. And then we have, let's see here. We have 20,000, which really amounts to 20,600 is our average session range high. Okay. And then let's see, we have above that 20,832. We're going to put that above here. 20,832 is our average daily range high. Okay. And so we're just kind of working our way through this table here. So we have our point of control. Okay. Point of control at 20,657, 657, 20,657, 25 is our point of control. Not 26. We'll just add 25 here. All right. Let's see. We got value area low. Okay. Value area low at 20,377.75. Okay. That's our value area low. Okay. And then we'll close out these levels with average session low and average daily low. Okay. So our average daily low is coming in at 20,381, just above that. 20,381 is our average daily range low. And then we have our average session range low at 20,287.50. Okay. So right now, we've discussed, we still have a ways away for this initial balance range to establish here. We are in bearish structure. Okay. We are seeing a little bit of a slowdown in that move. Okay. To the downside, we're at areas of support. Okay. that could cause price to maybe to reverse here. Okay. So we'll have to see if we can get above, let's say, this value, this anchor VWAP. Okay, I'm going to call that maybe 20,430. Okay, that's going to be an interesting level to see if we can get above, and that could cause price to maybe reach some of these average session or daily highs here. Okay, if not, then the anchor VWAP and daily VWAP will serve as nice locations, okay, for a continuation move to the downside. Okay, we've already gotten a little bit of a continuation move in our anchor VWAP based on London's activity. So if price makes it back up to this, you have kind of a sloping VWAP to the downside. This area right here around 20,430 could offer us maybe a continuation move to the downside. Right now, current price action is being met with a fair number of sellers. We have selling wicks above. Okay, so that could very well be an indication of that. Okay, right now we're in an area that I would say is probably a bit supportive. Okay, around this 20,250 level. Okay, this area right here does appear to be an area of maybe some potential support. But in order to really embrace this, we need to see some more conviction, right? We need to see price break some structure in order to really embrace this potential. Okay. Right now, we still remain in bearish structure. And as a result, we need to continue to look for bearish opportunities. Okay. All right. Just going to take a peek here, see if there's anything else that I should be mentioning here. I'm not seeing anything. So let's go ahead and move on to the ES. Okay. You're welcome, Frizu. We're gonna look at the ES. Okay. And we're gonna take a look at the daily here to start. Okay. Again, the daily candle here. We're gonna go ahead and remove our drawings. All right. You can see that we continue our series of bearish candles to the downside. Okay. And we've broken some structure here on the left. Okay. That was supportive at one point. Now it's going to be resistant. Okay. Looking here to the left-hand side to see if there's anything that could stand in the way of a continued move to the downside. And I see 5,700. Okay. 5,700 is that level that I see right now. Okay. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe let's call it 57.15. Okay. Kind of a level here that I see on the supportive side here. Okay. Based on what I see here on the left. All right. So again, I think there's probably another leg down to that level before we see any significant reversal in price. To be honest, moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Again, we continue to make our series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, in this market. So we'll have to, again, right now I feel like there's still at least one additional leg here down before we could see any sort of up move. Okay, in this market. All right. So moving into our 30-minute chart. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and again, we have our average day. I have a lot of levels here, so I'm going to turn one of these off for now. Okay, so we have price at an average session range low here. We're quite a bit extended to the downside. We have price below our VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile for the start of Wednesday here and drag that across. And you can see that right now price is right smack in the middle of our value area. Okay. So kind of an area of maybe some temporary price agreement. So we have to be careful in this area not to get, a little bit chopped up here. Okay. A lot of overlapping price in an area where we could expect that to continue. All right. So again, we have a line in the sand that I'm going to draw here. Okay. Is this 5,800 level. Okay. This is kind of my new line in the sand. If we are going to remain bearish, we don't want to see price exceed 5,800. Okay. That's kind of my line in the sand. That's also an area where we would expect our daily VWAP to be. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our anchored VWAP to this market. Okay. For the start of London, there we are. You can see that price is below that as well. Okay. So I'm just going to mark a few levels here, guys, for us to kind of keep in mind. We're already at a couple of levels of importance. All right. With respect to potential support. So we have 58, 58, 34, 50. Okay, that is our average session range highs. Okay. All right. That's one area of importance that I would like to kind of call out. And then we have 57.73 is the level that we're working off of at the moment. 57.73 is our average session range low. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up my table here for the rest of these areas of interest. Okay. So we have settlement at 58.51, which is above. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add that. 58.51 is our settlement price. Okay. If it's at 58.51, yeah, 58.51.25 is our settlement. Okay. We have 58.51. Let's see, settlement. Okay. And then we have 58.51.75. 58.51.75 is our point of control. Point of control. Okay, we have our value area high here at 58.68. 58.68.25. That's our value area high. Okay, and then we have let's see, point of control we've already covered. 57.91 is our value area low. 57.91 25 is our value area low. Okay, so we'll keep it at those levels there for now. Okay, a market that we're tracking. So right now, I would say that we need to, I guess, wait for initial balance. Take a look and see what direction do the participants want to take. I would say right now we still remain in a rather bearish structure, but in an area of maybe some potential demand here. Okay, not so much a demand, but we are more kind of, I would say, statistical ranges that could offer us maybe a reversal in price. I do see, as I look at this a little bit further, we have 57.70. We have it's kind of a most recent area where we've had some bullish activity. Okay, so we are coming into an area of demand and also some statistical areas where we could potentially see a reversal, but we do remain in bearish structure. Okay, so while I'm not necessarily looking for reversals, I'm looking for opportunities that are best aligned with the general direction of the market, and I would say that is down. Okay, that is the general direction that we should continue to pursue. All right. So let's close out this session with a review of the Dow. Okay. So we'll close out the session with a review of the Dow. Again, similar kind of view here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the daily. All right. We're going to turn off some of my indicators here. We're going to turn that level off. Turn that level off. And we're going to look at this on the daily side. Okay. And you could see similar to what we were seeing on the ES and the NASDAQ, right? Well, we are in bearish structure to the downside. We are coming into some areas where we could expect to see some buyers potentially. It's not to say that these areas are going to hold necessarily, but we are coming into some areas where we should expect to see some buyers. Okay. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we have a series of lower highs and lower lows. I would say that of late, we've been a little bit more range bound in this market. Okay. We have 43,000 200 here, okay, as a level. All right, that's one level that I want to call out here. 43,200 is an area of resistance, maybe a little bit lower than that. Let me move that down, okay, right around that level right there, okay, 43,200. And then on the other side, we have somewhere, say, 42,500 is kind of the bottom end of the range, okay? So the question is, do we remain in range, or are we going to, with the open of the New York session, move in any one direction? Okay. Right now, I would say if I had to pick a direction, it would be lower. Okay. But I also understand that we need to get in order to kind of continue in this path, we need to make a newer low. We need to close below. Okay. We need to close below 42,000. All right. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, so again, we seem to be prices below our daily VWAP. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here for the start of the yesterday's session. Get a feel for where price is in relation to value. And again, similar to the other equity markets, prices inside value, indicating that maybe there is some sort of temporary price agreement in this market. Okay, we have value area low at 42,490. Let's say. Okay, that also happens to be the area that I've kind of marked in here as an area where we could potentially see some support. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add our anchor VWAP for the start of London. Okay, there it is. Okay, prices below London. So there's a fair number of sellers, I would say, in this market at the moment. So we'll have to see how this plays out with the open here in the next 3 minutes. But I do feel that there's still a lot of weight for maybe continuation move to the downside. Okay, in this market before we start to see any sort of reversals. Good. I see that you mark your value area high and on NQ and E1. Is that what you suggest? Even when I'm trading MNQ and MES? Yeah. So the micros are really going to behave much the same. The values are different. Yeah, I would expect that they would be relatively the same. I don't know. I would say that I would probably use. Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to. The only thing I can think of is that the micro really is just is 1/10 the value of the regular instrument. So when you say they're different, how different? So let me take a quick look here. I'm going to go ahead and just as a test here, look at this level. Okay, so yeah, it is a little bit higher. So yeah, I would say to properly trade it, right? To properly trade it, you probably need to arrive at those levels for whatever instrument that you trade. Okay, so if you're trading the micros, I would go ahead and draw those levels for the micros. I don't think you can necessarily depend on because you might end up in prices, but I think structure wise, even though the levels might be a little bit different price wise, I think structure wise, the structure should be the same. Okay. So, all right. We'll let's see, finish this up with the regular Dow here. We'll go back. Okay. But yeah, structure wise, the same. I'm seeing prices relatively the same. So I don't know. I think the jury is still out, but I would have to take a look at that a little bit more closely. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Let's wrap this up with a couple of levels that I'm going to be tracking in this market. We have value area high here. So I'm going to at 42,880. Okay, that's our value area high. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add our ASR and ADR to these charts. So let's see, ASR, okay, and ADR, okay. unlike the ES and the NASDAQ, price has managed to get below both of these levels, okay, in the Dow. Okay. Both of these levels, I should say, on the average daily range side, not quite yet on the average session range. Okay. So I'm gonna call out this 42,549, 42,549, because that is something that's generated by average session range. Okay, average session range low. Okay, and then we have here on the top side 42,000. What appears was it 987? Looks like 42,987 on the top side. Okay, because I know that this is not something that folks have support on or levels of. Okay, 42. Oops, 42,987. Okay, on the top end. Okay, that's average session range high. Okay. All right. Maybe a couple other levels I'm going to add here, and I'm going to seek the support of my indicator here. So we have settlement at 43,000, 066. Okay, 43,000, 006. I think. Let's see. Yeah, 066. Okay, that's our settlement price. And then we have value area low. I'm going to add here is at 42,497. Okay, 42,497 is our value area low. Value area low. Okay. And point of control is at 42,741. 42,741. Okay. And that's pretty much what I capture here as far as levels for this market. Okay. So the looks like the market has officially opened. So we're going to go ahead and open up our initial balance range. So we're getting a little bit of a push here, as I suspected, to the downside. Okay. We are coming into some average session ranges, value area low ranges here that could offer us maybe a little bit of a bounce in the market. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. If for me to really embrace the longs, I really need price to get above this initial balance high. Okay. To really consider any sort of long opportunities. If I do not get a break and close above this highs, I'm really not interested in any sort of opportunities. Okay. I need to get out of this initial balance range. And that goes for all instruments. Okay. That goes for all instruments. Right. I need to see price exceed this range in order for me to participate in any sort of move outside the range. Okay. So I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Again, don't hesitate to hit the likes if the analysis has supported you in your analysis of the markets. As you see these videos populate on the portal or in other areas, please don't be shy with any sort of comment along the lines on how these reviews have supported your analysis of the markets. And then if you're not currently a subscriber, you might want to consider becoming one so that you get alerted when I do provide this analysis in the future. Okay. So with that, guys, we'll go ahead and close the session as we close every session. Trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk to you soon.